Button in front of Zygmunt. Dwan first to speak. Feldman going to raise it up.
Raise, 2,000.
Tilting anyone? Well, it's got sixes.
Well, that's at least a part of the hand. 2 6s.
I'm all in.
And Mike's all in.
Well, Mike's only got 14,000.
No, this is a no-brainer for Mike.
Yeah. Just like I said a while ago, he's got the perfect shove-reshove stack.
How much is that?
And he can get paid off with a lot of different things right here.
It's on Zygmunt right now, and Zygmunt's got ace-queen. He's going to call.
14,100 total.
Wow.
And that might save Feldman.
Yeah, I think that saved Andrew Feldman. I think it did.
You start putting Mike the Mouth on a range of hands, and I think Andrew Feldman probably would have had to call with the sixes.
I agree.
This is going to save him, though. He's not going to be in there against 2 players. Or is he?
I'm sorry.
Damn Canadians.
Didn't know it was on me.
Just sitting there thinking about Canada.
Yeah. Pondering the motherland.
Wow. 12,000 more. He's only got 62. I think I would shove all in here before I would call. Oh. So they're using Mike's singing donkey against him. And look here, Andrew Feldman has called this pre-flop.
Mike the Mouth, truly one of the characters of the game, but he's got a lot of talent. It's not just the mouth.
3, deuce, 9.
Check. Well, top set for Mike the Mouth, so he's going to win the main pot.
Oh, there's a couple of runners here still alive.
Good point. They're still runners, but I'm going to go on a limb and say Mike Matusow is going to win the main pot, which is going to be $44,000. Now the question is, will there be a side pot? And this is the problem. What do you do now at the sixes?
11,000.
Well, I mean, pure and simple. If I've called it pre-flop and I get a flop of deuce 3-9, I'm shipping right here. Especially against 11,000.
So you're going to check raise all in.
Stack size-wise, I don't think Andrew Feldman has a choice.
I mean, the weird thing is there's no side pot. Before that 11,000, there was no side pot. So you might think, well, why is Zygmunt betting? Zygmunt must have a real hand then, right?
Yes and no. It looks to me like he's trying to isolate Mike Matusow for cheap. 11,000 only. I feel weakness here. I would shove.
And Zygmunt, by the way, has about $220,000 behind. Feldman just was not deep enough to make this call. I think sometimes, and he's going to let it go now.
Yeah.
He shakes his head in disgust. I think he knows he made the mistake, and he lets it go.
The good news is I'm in the lead. The bad news is how many outs does he have? Hopefully none.
Nothing.
Oh, he's got no outs. That's even better. Just no running 4 or 5, and I'll be all right.
Mike the Mouth, a commanding lead here.
Yeah, he's in good
Zygmunt
shape
needs running
here.
cards.
Your world ain't over yet.
Oh, and a
Now
6
your
on the
world's
turn.
For your pocket sixes?
It wouldn't have been enough.
No, would not have been enough. And Mike the Mouth takes that down.
Subdued applause.
I just moved. That is a donkey. I mean, I move in, the ace queen moves in, and the 2 6s overcall.
10 tournaments, right? We're like even money to cash ones.
Really? Is that right? Okay, me and him, even money. For our cash.
Yeah, you guys are always folding your way
up.
into the money, though.
Robert, I want to talk to you about short stack play.
And that's your partner.
Because Mike the Mouth, who was down to 14,400, is back up to 44,000.
He maneuvered and dodged, and he did a lot of things with his stack there.
600 to play.
Odd play here, though. Mike Matusow limping with 2 aces.
Cool.
Well, wait a second. We talked about this earlier on. Remember, he limped earlier with like some garbage hands, and he was getting raised off. And you said, well, if you're gonna limp with the garbage hands, you got to limp with your monsters.
Occasionally, I said occasionally, and I like, especially if somebody else is open raised. He's out of position here. I don't know.
You don't like it, huh?
Cool.
I'm not a big fan of this one.
Anyway.
No.
Well, normally Zygmunt would be the one that would have 3-bet him, or at least raised it. Nobody did, and now Matusow is going to have to see this flop 4 ways. King, queen, deuce, rainbow. Unlikely anybody would have a king, queen in their hands. Ivy with 3s.
Well, I think if Mike bets here,
Bet 1,600.
he might get paid off by somebody. Probably not.
Cool. 16 to play.
Phil Ivey with 2 threes. That's a pretty dangerous board to be giving him credit.
Hello, Philly boy.
Hey, Mike.
You got anything?
Figured I'd
Two
do the
players.
job myself.
Yeah, might as well.
Jack, check or bet?
Check.
No, let's just call in one time, I think, see what happens.
Well, he might get a free card now. That definitely is a scary turn card.
Bet 3,000. 3 to call.
And Mike is in check call mode.
Yeah, I think that turn card reassured that.
Check or bet?
I'm not sure if you love that river, though, if you're Mike.
I'll give him another chance to swing. I'm looking to check call again. Let Phil swing at it again.
Bet 8,000.
Well, Mike's already taken longer than I would have taken. To me, this is pure and simple. If he caught a queen, I pay him off.
With the line that Mike took, you're saying, hey, you know what? There's no way I can check fold this. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely, no.
Okay.
Because he hasn't represented any strength at all. Phil could be betting just about any part of this board. And matter of fact, he's a favorite to be betting the king, not the queen. If he's got the king, I just got to pay it off. Now, I wouldn't raise, which looks like Mike at first was considering. I wouldn't raise, but I would call this, absolutely.
Hello, Philly.
Hey, Mikey.
Got anything?
I think so.
You think so? I hate to hear that.
Yeah, Mike has under-repped his hand.
He has to take that in consideration here. I mean, that's a very important factor that he's never exposed the fact that he has what he has, 2 aces. Wow, I can't believe he's taking this long.
He calls.
2 pair.
Ace is up.
He hates it, but now he loves it.
Okay. Sorry.
Did you see the surprise on Phil Ivey's face?
Am I right? Can I beat anything?
King?
I can beat King Jack. That's all I can beat.
Ace King?
He'd raise Ace King.
And just like that, Mike Matusow's back up to almost 60,000 from being down to 14.
Once again, this is not a tournament. Mike the Mouth could have just reached in his pocket and gotten more money, but he decided to kind of battle back.
You can't lay 2 to 1. You got even a donkey can get lucky in one time.
You just said that 175 was fair to lay Phil Ivey.
Oh, I see.
I got to
That's
sweat
you
the
two.
both
I
of you.
see.
You guys can have me drawing dead after
Yeah,
this.
you're right. It's a better bet to go 2 to 1 against you. I do agree with you there.
That's the
The more
problem.
I think about it.
I could be drawing dead.
I could
What's that?
too.
Almost.
I could too.
No, you can't.
You are.
I love it here, by the way.
It's just like you. A guy from Texas, so humble.
Raise to 2,000. 2,000 to call.
2,000 from Dwan. Feldman going to call.
1,700 more.
I think that was a button call, not a I like my hand call.
Oh, he's got
King 10
position.
off.
14 to play.
No, not it.
300.
And it looks like we're going to have 4 players to the flop.
I know Mike likes this kind of hand because it's the kind of hand where he can draw to the nuts.
Well, there's a lot of dominated hands out here. There's 3 8s, so if the 4th 8 came, we could see some action on this.
9 do 7. Check or bet?
Mike the Mouth's going to like this one. He's flopped the nut flush draw.
Nobody else really flopped much. I mean, Patrick Antonius has an opening straight draw,
Bet 6,000.
and I guess he likes his
6,000 to
opening
call.
straight draw.
It's just a little semi-bluff. And when I say semi-bluff, help us out.
Well, basically, when you're bluffing with outs, in other words, he led into this flop
Cool.
because he
6,000.
has a straight draw, so it's really not a bluff, but it's not a made hand
6,000 to
either.
play.
All right, now right now he only has 10 high. So he's hoping you take it down, but if it gets called, hey, he's still got outs.
That's right.
I don't think Feldman's going to call this unless he gets creative. No.
It would be extremely creative.
Well, we've seen it before from him. Heads up. The Mouth versus the Fin.
Oh, that's a good card for Mikey.
Yeah, Mike with top pair and the nut flush draw. Antonius drawing very thin.
Well,
Needs
now,
a jack or a 6. It's not a club.
with that card there, that might freeze up Patrick Antonius. Oh, wow, and Mike Matussow checks back.
9. Check or bet?
I'm not a fan of that check back.
Well, you can't like the river card as well because if Patrick Antonius was betting the 9 on the flop, well, now he's got trips.
And Patrick Antonius very well could represent that.
I mean, if you're Mike the Mouth, because you have clubs, you probably put Antonius on what, a 7 or 9, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Bet.
But you know the only thing here? If he had a 9,
13,000 to call.
Feels like to me he might have gone ahead and bet the turn with that much of a coordinated board. 2 hearts, 2 clubs. Wants to punish the draws. It's a very tough call for Mike, mainly not just because of the 9 threat. He has a weak ace. I mean, his 8 kicker plays, but most of the time his 8 kicker isn't going to be good.
Yeah, he can only beat a bluff here. I mean, Antonius is either betting a bigger ace or 9. Mike makes the call, though.
I guess we've got it.
Oh, you got it. Don't worry if you want it.
Great call from the mouth.
Absolutely great call.
2 pairs, aces and 9s.
Well played by what used to be our shortest stack by far, and he's managed to work his stack right up. Heck, Mike's less than 20,000 loser now. Uh-oh.
Let's enjoy it for a second. I'm waiting for somebody to punch that donkey in the face.
Join us after the break for more action from the FullTiltPoker.com $1 Million Cash Game. Welcome back to the FullTiltPoker.com $1 Million Cash Game.
Nice Chinese poker game after this. Real high.
Yeah,
Real high as the sky.
We're starting at 11.
20K. 20K.
20K crisscross.
We're dealing the cards
I'll
tomorrow
play
at 11
30K
a.m.
crisscross once.
Tomorrow the cards are in the air at 11. So
You hear that? The cards are in the air at 11 a.m. So I think you should all play as late as you can tonight and enjoy your Chinese game.
600 to call.
it's pretty sick.
Play like 10 hands of it too.
You win?
Raise
lost
to
60,000.
1,800.
60.
I was ahead like 800
1,800.
and he won it all back in like 2 hands. And so I think I'm gonna quit.
1,800 to play.
I think I was ahead like 20 something points or something. Lost it all back. 2 hands. So I was ahead like, I don't know, 27 points.
1,800 to play.
Oh, it's party time for the mouth. Where's that donkey now?
Yeah.
Raise to 6,600.
Come on, Texan. What are those? Those are the Cowboys, right?
They're the Cowboys, and Mike's trying to spur them on.
6,300 more.
Mike 3 bets up to 6,600. Ivy gets out of the way.
I think the only thing that might save Peter Jetton here is that Mike the Mouth has been playing so tight.
Now, this one's a little bit different.
4,800 more.
The Mike the Mouth is such a tight player. Can Jetton fold jacks?
It's so hard to fold these pre-flop.
Do you have any blacks, Mike?
You might want to see at least the flop, but at the same time, Mike the Mouth has been playing extremely tight. So I got a feeling we're going to see Peter Jetton this hand. He might even 4-bet here. I think he thinks he's got the best hand. I don't like it. I wouldn't do it. I would either fold or flat. No, any flats.
Jetton's going to flat, and the only thing, if you're flatting, if you are going to call pre-flop, you are going to flat, so to speak, you better have a plan on the flop if all babies come out there. Queen 8-3.
Check or bet.
Rainbow. Matusow still in command with his kings.
Check.
Oh, now that might actually really hurt Peter Jetton because Mike the Mouth slow playing his 2 kings. It feels like the 2 jacks are good now. I might even lead here.
Check or bet.
And check. Wow.
Mike just content to win what's in there?
I mean, it's okay to have pot control, but this is ridiculous. I mean, he's not making any money off this hand. He should have bet the turn for sure. Now he might not be able to bet the river because there's 3 diamonds on the board.
He's got to bet this, though. Pot's nearly 15,000.
I don't think he's going to get the chance to bet it. I think he's going to have to call now, which I think he'll do in a very quick manner.
Well, he's induced this bluff. I mean, it's actually not a bluff. I think Jetton thinks he has the best hand.
I call.
Bet 11,000.
Queens.
And
I
a call.
thought he had queens. He had jacks. I thought he had queens.
And Matusow snap calls, shows his 2 black kings.
Nice hand.
Probably got my stack of a jack coming.
Sorry?
I put you. I was sure you had queens in my head.
Wow.
And look at this for Mike the Mouth. Mike the Mouth is now up $200. What a turnaround for the Mouth.
Wow. What a great recovery by Mike Matusow.
Hey, you got to give him credit. I don't know if anybody's played better at this table.
But
100.
Mike, can we bet 1,000? Yeah. I got red.
Yeah. Well, I'm running good, man. Dude, don't put pulling against my boy Phil. Well, whatever Phil's side is, I'm even going to bet
No,
more.
you're not betting. Please don't bet. Please. Can you do me a favor? I bet 150 on that.
If I bet 1,000 on them,
No,
you want me to bet
you bet 1,000 on them.
and you'll
Yeah.
pay it back.
You bet 1,000 on. You bet 1,000 on them. Me and you have a bet. Yeah, me and you have a bet. No, I'm not paying it back, but can you just bet me just for me?
I'm not gonna bet anything.
Okay.
Phil thinks he's gonna.
Thank you.
Jinx him. I mean, I turned like $400 into 120,000. He thinks I'm jinxing. Let me look. Let me look.
Ivy anxiously waiting for Matusow to fold.
Bet me small.
I have one of each here. So what side do you have?
Well, that doesn't seem a good bet in my favor.
Well, you can bet small. You can bet like a dime. For the dime, I'm going to lose on the other bet.
Action on the Brit. It's Feldman.
You're convinced that I'm going to win that?
I think you are now.
Well, this would normally seem like a great spot to try to make a steal, but Phil Ivy's the big blind here. I don't like it.
Play. Cool. Any raise?
I will, probably.
Probably.
Nope.
No raise.
No.
Nah, for you,
Friendly?
you look a little funny there, my friend.
I always look funny.
10-4 queen.
Queen 10-4, a couple of diamonds.
Bet 2,000.
Matusow, top pair, and he's going to bet 2,000. Ivy calls.
Ivy decides to float this flop.
Queen.
Wow,
Check
he can
with
float all day now. Matusow's got 3 queens.
Bet 4,000. 4 to call.
Okay, this is a question for me. Matusow's going to bet on the 4,000. Would you ever check if you're Matusow knowing that Ivy's probably floating?
I would absolutely, when that turn card comes right there, I go ahead and check. I'll give an aggressive player like Phil Ivy a chance to hang themselves. We've got to give him a little rope.
I mean, although it is a draw-heavy board, I mean, there are 2 diamonds out there. There are straight draws out there. Maybe you're scared if
Well, there
a
is
diamond, an 8, a king were to come up, but you can't play scared poker.
I don't want to beat you. You got a
Big
lot of
hand
money.
there. I made a big lay down.
Big flop. Big draw.
I had 10.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
My 10 was good. Was it good or no?